This was always the agenda. It was always there. It was on the table. Yeah, I remember when I exposed the Syrian white helmets, or helped expose them. There were other people who were exposing them too, like Vanessa Beeley. When I helped expose them, showing that they were backed by U.S. and British government money and Qatari money, and founded by a British military intelligence officer, James Le Mercier, and that their whole agenda was to do atrocity propaganda to get a no-fly zone implemented so that the U.S. could bomb Syria and do an Iraq-style assault on Syria that would bring down the government and produce the result that we see today. A group of like NGO lackeys who were operating within the Palestine Solidarity Movement issued a petition to denounce me, declaring the allies we're not proud of, but they were too cowardly to name me. And it was just all tools who worked for like Sorosy NGOs. And, you know, look at who your allies are now. Who are your allies? And it's not just allies. It's people who made this entire moment possible. Your allies are right-wing white men in NATO, in Congress, and in Tel Aviv, like this clown, Representative Joe Wilson, celebrating December 8th, 2024 as the day the Assad regime fell. Free Syria. There he is with a Ukrainian and U.S. flag behind him. Top recipient of AIPAC money. Major figure on the House Foreign Affairs Committee. As a Republican, but he advances the bipartisan program, waving the same flag that's being waved in Daraa and Damascus. And if it wasn't for him, this wouldn't be possible. If it wasn't for Netanyahu, this wouldn't be possible. If it wasn't for the spooks in London and Ursula von der Leyen in Brussels, this wouldn't be possible. And if it wasn't for Erdogan, not exactly the most democratic figure, this wouldn't be possible. And so here are your allies. I just want to leave it at that. This is your ally. This is who hosted you when you lobbied for the destruction of Syria, for the sanctions that starved so many people, that turned so many people to migrants. This is who enacted legislation that brought Syria's economy down. And there's no sign that it can come back, given history. Sorry for looking at history, but we've been reporting on it for long enough that I can notice a few patterns here and there. It doesn't actually take a genius to do that. Aaron, I know you got to go. That was just my therapy session there.
Well, a lot more to come.
Hey, I wrote a book about this, by the way, if you all want to check it out. It's called The Management of Savagery. It's basically like everything that's happening right now, I laid it all out right here. Published in 2019. My book, the debut of this book was supposed to be in Washington, D.C. at Politics and Prose. That event was shut down under violent pressure by the Syrian opposition groups in Washington. Politics and Prose actually had windows smashed when they tried to host me. That's, I guess, what happens when you get too close to the third rail of the truth.
That's a great book. That's a great book. And it was I remember also there was an effort to like release a PDF online so that people could steal it rather than buy it because they wanted to like deny you book sales, which was just
hey, I don't care. Steal my book.
Yeah. So like, but they ended up like distributing your book to more people, which I just thought was funny, in a bid to like deny you book revenue. But that's a great book, and I encourage people to go get it. It's critical background to what we're seeing now.
Well, thanks a lot for your contribution to our understanding of this situation, Aaron, and thanks everyone for joining us.